Hello again. Now, millions of people around the world and in Africa in particular have been struggling to put food on the table since the start of this coronavirus pandemic. The closure of schools has also added to the strain. Well, let's find out how organizations like Rise Against Hunger Africa are coping and what the impact of lockdown has been on them. Joining me now is CEO Brian Nell. Brian, a very good morning to you and thanks so much for your time. So I know, having spoken to you over the years, I know how the organization works in terms of getting corporates to actually buy meals and then getting their staff, their volunteers to actually help you pack these meals. But of course, COVID-19 has sort of put a spoke in all of that. We're nearly a year into this pandemic, into lockdown. How have things changed for you? How have you adapted?
Morning, Uveka, and thank you for the opportunity. So, we had to change most of our strategy last year. As you mentioned, we typically engage with corporates and get the staff to volunteer to pack for us. So we were very fortunate that many of our corporates continued to support us and donate the funds regardless. And what we did then is we created a great employment opportunity by employing people on a contract basis to pack up meals at our warehouses, which is obviously a lot safer environment and a controlled environment. And this enabled us to keep up the stock supply and the food supplies. And then as far as distribution goes, the majority of our beneficiaries are children at early childhood development centres. That is our core focus. And of course, with most of the ECD centres being closed, what we decided to do is form partnerships and collaborate with other NGOs and disaster relief organisations and various community groups and to support them. And they were then able to reach the most vulnerable in the communities. And the great thing about that is we formed partnerships right around the country. So we were able to distribute meals last year in all 9 provinces.
So is that pretty much going to apply now, where you're going to see the recipients of these meals, that's going to change, that you're having to reach out now to other communities as well and be part of that?
Yes, definitely. I think that, certainly under level 3, we obviously can't engage with our volunteers. So we'll continue to pack at our warehouses and collaborate with other organizations who already have networks and work with the communities on the ground so we can ensure our meals are going to the most vulnerable at this stage.
Brian, and I know that you also depend a lot on donations, you depend a lot on corporate to actually pay for the ingredients that go into these very, very specific meal packs. So with lots of businesses suffering during this pandemic, suffering during lockdown, what's happened there? How have you managed to keep the sort of wheel turning?
Well, I think, funding is always going to be a huge challenge, and corporates are taking strain, but I think the commitment from corporate SA is still there to make a difference. And, we were very fortunate and blessed last year with our donor base continuing their support. And we're really just hoping to get the same support this year. I think corporates are very passionate about making a difference in the communities. And food is still a huge crisis. If one thing COVID-19 did do is really bring the hunger problems we have in this country to the forefront, but it's still really much there, and hopefully we can just keep this awareness going, and they will continue to support.
Now, we know that those meal packs don't cost a lot for one of us to want to sort of donate or, contribute. So maybe just some details on, if people want to support a good cause, where they find you and how they can donate, and how much might just be enough. It doesn't have to be an exorbitant amount.
It doesn't at all. For under 100 Rand, you can feed a child for an entire month. And there's some great initiatives going on. We've got a lot of individuals who are hosting various fundraising events instead of celebrating a milestone birthday or something like that. And a lot of corporates are adopting us on their payroll giving. So 50 to 100 Rand to support a person for a month. And I think, so and the easiest way to engage with us is probably just to visit our website. And all the details are there, and you can reach out and contact us from there.
All right, thanks very much for that. Rise Against Hunger Africa CEO Brian Nell there.